every single Friday. I don't miss a call. And I tell people in the legal profession, especially those folks that are working for various legal providers, that if you're not on that call on Friday, number one, how do you don't have your fingers on the pulse of what's happening in the legal community. So how can you best represent the company that you're working for to uh, promote solutions and products to those legal professionals in the best way? And so you have to be on that call because you get so much information. Um, Let me ask you this. I know that there was an article that was written last year. It was by Isha.
Yeah.
Issa Marate,
Yes.
and it was about the boys club. Why do
Yes.
you think that article was so well received in our legal community?
Several reasons. First of all, Isha's a great writer and has a great article.
Mhm, mhm.
But more importantly, I mean, it just touched on such a bigger issue. As somebody who has been, first in legal and then in legal tech for 20 plus years, it's not a surprise. Like everyone who's been around that long knows both like legal and tech are both historically old boys clubs, right? And it's gotten a little bit better, but I think a lot of the progress might be more surface level than deeper. And it gets to a point where anyone with any cause, like it takes a lot of energy to keep beating that drum. And I really admire the people that don't give up. But so many of us have been beating our heads against the wall for so long about it that we're just like, yes, we know this is an issue. What more can we say? So you get somebody like my reporters, Isha and Cassandra, who are newer to the area, they're more fresh out of school and they're discovering it and they're discovering the things that we have been talking about for 20 some years and they have the energy and the fresh voices to bring it up. And I remember, Isha started seeing those things and she came to me and said, "Can I write about this?" And I was like, "Absolutely, write about this. Talk to people, write about it." And so, I mean, I gave her free reign to write with that. I mean, obviously, I mean, she's a journalist. She knows the bounds of journalism and she's a great writer. And just so many people took to it. And I remember afterwards, she came to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, this has taken off so much. And people are calling it controversial. Is it controversial?" And I was like, "The only thing controversial about it is that you're saying it out loud and we need you to do it because so many of us have said it for so long that we need other people to pick up the mantle." And it has just resonated. And it was in the context of AI, which is such a new area. And
Mhm.
nobody's an expert in AI, right? Like, I mean, the people building it maybe are, but generally speaking, very few people are experts in this area, or at least a year ago were not. And the people stepping up were the typical faces stepping up. And it went into this whole phenomenon of manels, there's just white men on a panel talking about it because they're the
I
ones who
love that term.
yeah, I didn't coin it, but yes, I love that term. And it just was the same faces over and over again. So it just was perpetuating a problem where like all the progress we had made, I'm like, where are the women on these panels? And that would lead to where are the women in the discussion rooms? Why are they're not getting the promotions? And then Cassandra
Right.
wrote the article about funding for women starters or women starter, people who started companies, women founders. And so if they're not on the panels, they're not getting in the room and they're not getting the money. It's perpetuating all of these cycles all over again that we were hoping we had moved past, but this new technology has sort of opened up this chance where it should have been an equal playing field. And a lot of people felt like it wasn't. So that's really what spurred on that whole article and this whole sort of movement in this exact moment.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think it was Nikki Schaefer, that
Yeah.
the CEO of the Legal Tech Hub. She created that term, or that's where
Yeah.
we saw it. The
Yeah.
mantle.
She definitely gave, if she didn't create it, she definitely gave space for it first and it
Right.
took off.
Kudos to you for empowering Isha to write and allowing her to express herself. Because you're right, the energy and fresh voices matter.